FaZe Rain is back at it again, exposing FaZe Clan, if you can say that. I don't really think it's exposing too much, but he put out a video talking about kind of the financials and a little bit of a sneak peek into running an esports org and one of the biggest ones in the world, which is FaZe. I don't know if you could have got these numbers because they are a publicly traded company, at least for now. So maybe you could have gotten out. Maybe these numbers aren't out yet, but he actually breaks down all of the costs with different teams and how their money and revenue kind of moves. And we can see from some of these screenshots, just looking at these different esports, this one's CSGO, the biggest esport in the world, revenue bringing in $514,000. Cost of goods, $576,000, so they're losing $62,000. Now the question would be, is this every month or is this yearly? Because he does go later on and talk about like a monthly cost for what a lot of these esports stuff is going. So I don't know if this is monthly or yearly. I would assume yearly for the games here, but I mean, I couldn't even take a guess really. But we got CSGO here. We also have got PUBG Mobile, which they actually make money on. They have $125,000 in revenue, $37,000 cost, $87,000 profit. So making money there. And the future of esports models, maybe with big brands like this, might be what FaZe is doing with Call of Duty. So you can see their cost of goods, $6,000, and their revenue, $42,000. They make $35,000. Now, that could be shocking if you look at this saying they're making money on Call of Duty, and how is their cost only $6,000? Well, FaZe actually doesn't run the Call of Duty team. They kind of license their branding out to Atlanta Ventures, who is Atlanta FaZe, who pays all the player salaries and stuff. So those people, Atlanta Ventures and Atlanta FaZe, that team and that company is probably sinking and drowning in money and losing money every single month, whereas FaZe loaned them their logo and is making $35,000. So that could be a future model for esports. I could see that happening because it does make sense, right? If you want to actually make money, you can license out your logo, like the big brands, FaZe, Optic, and these big brands who have a huge following. You could loan out your logo to a team. They get an instant fan base and people who will watch their players play, and then they are burdened with the cost of the team, whereas this, like, the org is actually making in money from licensing their brand. I do think that that is a real possibility for the future of the big brands, these big ones with huge fan bases. I think that might be a smart play. Maybe that's where they go down. But these are also these other costs, which is monthly. These ones are monthly. He says they are. So you can see Smash, 25 grand a month. Valorant, almost $250,000 every month. Apex Legends, deep in the red. Their Valorant women's team, 94K in the red. FIFA, Fortnite, R1, The Flank, which is like this show. So, and then FIFA. So all of these are monthly costs. And a lot of these are insane numbers. I mean, almost $250,000 for Valorant. If you add in both the Valorant teams, it's well over $250,000. Smash, that's a super small esport where usually you don't have this kind of money coming out every month. They somehow found a way to do it. You know, FIFA Online, this Fortnite, which is kind of fallen off, and even just the Flank being a show run by content creators. FaZe Clan having a $33,000 bill for the Flank is kind of crazy. And according to Rain, this is his video. You can see that all this is costing them $756,000 every single month. So if you extrapolate that out to the year, they're spending over $9 million a year in esports, where they're burning money basically. And we all know all esports companies and orgs just burn money. A handful of them actually figured out how to make money, and the majority of those actually make money outside of esports ventures, and their teams aren't really driving their profit. And talking about the Flank, which is kind of the outlier in this list, right? It's an esports show, not a team. But I've always thought that this was Zuma's thing. He hosts the Flank and runs it and does all of his own production. So to see a $33,000 bill for that is kind of crazy. But Rain commented on this in a tweet saying, just saying the number that was in my video isn't a clear representation of your contributions to FaZe. That was only 1 month, and every month is different. Obviously, y'all are killing it, and I wish nothing but the best for you boys. So obviously, he likes what the Flank's doing and saying that it's only 1 month, and it could have been like a traveling month where they went to a major. So there was a lot of, maybe FaZe paid for everyone to travel there, paid for the equipment to get there, and paid for people to set up the equipment and stuff. So that's where maybe that bill came. Still, $33,000 is insane for a show that's not super produced, right? I wouldn't expect that number out of the Flank show when you compare it to like Scump's Watch Party, which has a ton of production that goes into it. And you got to remember that this is only for the esports side of FaZe, right? This doesn't count any people they're paying as content creators or people like Snoop Dogg who they're paying to be part of the brand and stuff. We know this whole video that Rain made is because FaZe pays Nick Merckx $1 million a year apparently to be on FaZe, which is crazy. That has to be one of the biggest contracts for any content creator to be signed to an org, and for multiple years. So apparently he's been getting $1 million a year for a few years now, which good for Nick Merckx, I guess. He's getting paid to be in FaZe. So you could take that $9 million that they're burning every year on just esports, plus the millions that they're burning every year on social media people and influencers, content creators, people to explore or expand their brand. And it would be easy. I mean, the SEC filing and stuff, you can go through and see the money that they're burning. But these guys easily burning tens of millions of dollars every single year. And for the biggest brand in esports, they aren't really making it out. They don't really seem to be too on the right path, on a great path. So if one of the biggest brands in esports is struggling like this, can only imagine what the smaller ones are doing. Or maybe FaZe Clan is just so mismanaged that the reason they're failing is because of their management, which is completely possible from the things that Rain and Tico and all these other guys have been coming out and saying. So maybe management put FaZe in such a bad spot, and these smaller orgs who are better run probably are in a better spot than FaZe, which would be crazy to even think about. After all, FaZe has had a giant fall from grace where this market cap 43 million, they were $1 billion all the way down here. So, on the verge of being delisted from the stock market. I think their plan is to do some sort of reverse stock split to stay on the stock market to get the stock over $1. But usually once you start doing that, the company is already in super big trouble, and you can only keep doing that so long. So FaZe, at the rate that they're going and the path they're going down, probably going to get delisted and maybe at risk of going bankrupt as an esports org, as a company, because they are burning and plowing through money. And with what FaZe Rain and all these OG members are complaining about management doing, it doesn't seem like they're going to be able to put it on the right track. And maybe at some point the OG members regain control of FaZe and are able to take it back under their wing and regrow it and get it back to where it once was. But until that transition happens, FaZe looks like it's going down to the wrong path. But that's gonna do it for this video. As always, don't forget to smash the like button and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in my next video.